What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Geek Mense Shoot the Shit. I am here with Clyde again. Oh my gosh, man. We are running on this is episode 9, actually.
Oh, we're on episode 9. Oh, we've been
Yeah, we're
doing
on
the
episode
things, eh?
9. Yeah. So, what's this? We've been talking about it, and we're gonna jump right into this. So, there's going to be spoilers for certain things. I will definitely annotate them as spoilers, and then the stuff that's going to be non-spoilerish, because surprise, everybody that listens to Geek Men to Shoot the Shit, we're gonna have a non-spoiler discussion, and then
For
we're
the
gonna go back to
first
another spoiler.
time. For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first time. Non
First time
spoilers.
for everything. First time for everything. But then we're gonna go back to our regular format. So don't get used to it. But let's jump right into this. So, have you watched the What If episode 3 and 4?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Episode
Okay. Yeah,
episode
sorry, go ahead.
3 was Nick Fury's big day, and episode
Yeah.
4 was what if Doctor Strange lost his heart, not his hand, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, spoilers if you haven't watched them. All right, we're talking spoilers now. My non-spoiler reviews are up if you want to see my non-spoiler thoughts on my YouTube channel. Which, if you're watching this, you're on my channel anyway. Subscribe. But anyway,
Like and subscribe. We keep forgetting to say that. People, please like and subscribe.
but getting into these episodes, so this is where it's getting into the dark areas of Marvel What If. Because What If, usually, a lot of the famous What If stories are usually the darker ones.
Yeah.
Because, like, the regular stories, they get dark for a second, but then they kind of get saved by the end of the day, type of thing. Like the Marvel movies. But these
Yeah.
ones are kind of like, yeah, what if things were just bad? Like, episode 3 for me, it was a fun murder mystery. I didn't find it particularly mind-blowing or
Yeah.
anything. I didn't think it was bad. A lot of people thought it was like, this is horrible. It's just like, I think they're just reacting to the fact that Avengers were getting killed. But outside of that, I thought it was a good episode. I liked Nick Fury in it, but it didn't feel mind-blowing to me.
Yeah. That there
But
was no in that specific, maybe Coulson, or actually Natasha. There were no real standout characters, if you want to put it that way. In episode three,
yeah, well, I
in
mean, I mean, Nick Fury was good. I liked
oh
Nick
yeah,
Fury
yeah,
a lot,
yeah.
man.
He was pretty dope. But the premise was a cool premise. What I liked,
Yeah.
there was a couple of things I really liked. Let's get on that. Like, I'm not gonna get too much into the negative, because these what if series are what if, and I think it's as bringing us closer and closer to the watcher. I don't think it's just my imagination, but it seems like in each episode the watcher seems to be getting closer and closer.
Yeah,
Specifically, if
yeah.
you watch episode 4,
Well,
so
we'll talk about that. Let's get
yeah,
through
but
episode
you
3
know what I
first,
mean.
though.
Like, the Watcher is
Yeah,
literally not just figuratively. He's literally feels like he's getting closer and closer and bigger in shots, and has more, dominance in shots and stuff. So what
mhm.
I really liked is how they merged the retcon of the Hulk.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That was the thing. Like, we got an Incredible Hulk scene type of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
and
if you look at his character model, he kind of looks like Edward Norton and Mark Ruffalo, like, fused together
merged.
a little bit.
Yeah. So I think that's they did that to merge the two, because normally when he's Ruffalo, he has Ruffalo's when it's Ruffalo Hulk, he has Ruffalo's hair and sort of looks
Mm,
like his face and things. In this one, they kept the classic Hulk from the Norton with the flat, like, hair and stuff, and but they kept
yeah,
Ruffalo's chest hair and stuff, and
yeah,
so that was cool to see, and like to replay or reenact scenes from that movie, to put Betty Ross and those characters back into canon. It is a what if universe, but it kind of still feels like they made it canonical again. Um, and the other cool thing that I really liked is a almost comic book accurate Hank Pym.
yeah.
They put
Actually,
crazy Hank in here.
yeah. No, almost. Yeah. Of course, they made him like purely evil,
Yeah,
but like
but
because Hank. because Hank in the comic books he's kind of bipolar. Like
Yeah,
I in the Ultimate Universe they made him very terrible.
yeah.
Because I mean, but the Ultimate Universe was kind of terrible actually.
Was
Like
it?
I think only yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because he was beating on Wasp in
Yeah, in the
he's
Ultimate yeah.
yeah, in the Ultimate
I mean, no,
Universe.
he was a continuous wife beater
Yeah.
in the Ultimate
And then he
Universe. In
got
the
mad
regular
because
universe, he
Captain
kind of
America
was.
was dating a
Yeah, and then she got eaten by the blob or whatever.
yeah.
Ugh, it like that universe. Now that I look at it, it would so get canceled.
I,
Like nowadays, it would get canceled.
but they're incorporating the best parts of it. So
Yeah, no,
they've curated their content quite well. And I'm not just talking about what if, I'm talking about the MCU as well, as a
mm,
whole. Um,
mm,
they've taken certain parts from the traditional universe and the comic books and things from the Ultimate Universe and kind of squished them into something dope. We'll probably talk about this a little bit later, but like in Spider Verse as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing is that with the Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man was holding that universe together. If there was
Yeah,
ever to show the importance of Spider-Man, is that he was literally holding that universe together because the Ultimates they didn't do bad in sales, but they just did a lot of weird stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, because I mean, Quicksilver and Wanda Maximoff relationship was
yeah. That
weird.
ooh. Look. In the Ultimate Universe, it gets big, too specific at points. If
Yeah, yeah.
if people
One thing that was interesting though about the Ultimate Universe though that I will say is that I hate 616 Cyclops. I hate that character. I don't like him at all. But Ultimate Cyclops I really liked.
yeah,
And Ultimate Wolverine I was like lukewarm, but 616 Wolverine I really love.
my
So it was kind of an interesting flip for me.
my favorite versions of both those characters are House of M.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, those were really good
I
versions
like
as
the
well.
House of
But
M
yeah,
versions of them.
616 Cyclops, people talk about how great he is. He ends up cheating on his wife like twice and ends up marrying her clone. And then he gives Wolverine a whole speech about making children killers. And he's just like, yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. It's like, dude, what?
What was the name again? Pride.
Schism.
No, Jean Grey's clone. Um,
Oh, okay.
not Madeline Pride. Is it her?
Yeah, somewhere there. I forget
Yeah.
the name. I
What's
forget.
his name's mom? Nathan's mom.
Yeah.
Nathan
Yeah.
Summers.
Oh no, it's oh yeah. So Hope is Jean Grey's daughter, right?
Sorry.
Hope is Jean
Oh
Grey's
yes,
daughter.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot Madeline Pryor or
Madeline
something like
Pride or
that.
Prime or something with a P. Yes, yeah, I know it's something like that.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we're
Pride.
getting off topic. The
We're
X
off
Men are not
topic.
in the
Yeah, yeah,
MCU
yeah.
yet.
So I'm what's it getting into my second favorite episode. Like, okay, Hank Pym killed all the Avengers and shows how badass Ant-Man the original Ant-Man actually is. Like, to
Yeah.
be fair, in the MCU, he's also never truly had his time to shine.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, he was just the sensei. He was just the sensei
I,
type
yeah, I just hate that he
for the
looked
other
like
Ant-Man.
Crazy Santa.
Uh, Yeah, but they did the whole classic Yellow Jacket look, which I was
Yeah,
surprised to see as
yeah.
well.
But Yellow
Yeah,
Jacket in the
because
comics, that was kind of like his visual representation of his dark side manifesting, which is kind of nice
yeah,
as a nerd to
mm,
kind of be able to pick that up. Oh, it's bad Hank
yeah,
Pym. It's badass Hank
yeah,
Pym, you know?
yeah, 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 like the black symbiote suit for Spider-Man or something like
Exactly,
that. It was,
exactly.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
kind of hoping for a second there at that final fight that like I'm still not sure. Was that was some of that fight with Nick Fury actually Nick Fury being badass?
I choose to believe so. I
Yes,
choose
that
to
those
believe
fur
so
tips.
until yeah, that I feel like that's him. I want
Hey?
to feel like that's him. Because I feel like it would make it so cheap if like if it was all Loki. Like I
Yeah.
feel like he switched out with Loki eventually because Nick Fury does have tech like that,
In
especially in the comic books.
the comic, he has
So
that.
oh, that's another character I actually liked in the Ultimate comics actually. Like Ultimate Nick Fury, I liked him a
Yeah.
lot. But like yeah, I think some like he like until they confirm otherwise, I don't think that's just all what's this? I don't think that's just all Loki. The reason why I say this also is because Hank Pym, I think especially that version of Hank Pym, if he's that competent to kill the Avengers, I don't think he would just be fooled by a quick sleight of hand. So I
Yeah.
don't think he would like I think like he would notice something is off. Cause also, what's this? I know Loki prides himself on being an actor, but he's also so full of himself that he would have given something away
Yeah.
to say that this is not Nick Fury. And also, if in this version, Hank Pym and Nick Fury have such a history, I feel like Hank Pym would know something is off if it was just Loki. So
Yeah.
I think Nick Fury, yeah, because Nick Fury also is a super agent. Like I think a lot of people forget this,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure in like his younger days, especially if we're going back to regular Avengers, he was pretty spry. They just never showed it. I mean, he did go toe to toe with aliens in Captain Marvel, so I
Exactly.
feel like he would have honed his skills even more at that
But
point.
that's the thing. It's like if you check in the comic books or even the games, like I'm actually technically thinking of the Nick Fury and Punisher games. Nick Fury could go up against Frank Castle, and it could probably be an even fight.
I think he could beat him,
I think you could take him out because also Nick Fury has way more resources and he knows how to use his resources. And let's
and
not
he's got
forget
way more
what
training. I
what
think
what does he
because like
call what do they call the robots, the replacement robots?
oh LMDs.
LMDs, and he's got plenty of LMDs as well that can confuse you. That moment where he was like teleporting out of the way, I got
Yeah,
Cecil from Invincible. I got
yeah,
those
see,
flashes.
but Nick Fury does have that tech
Yeah,
actually. Like he
exactly.
does do that
And
teleporting
and
thing.
later on
Yeah.
when Hill takes it on.
Mm. I think the only thing that was kind of a letdown for me at the end of that fight is that when it kind of ends, it just kind of ends and there's no like big climax.
Yeah,
It's just the whole thing of you must honor her, honor her. It's like, dude, if this was all about her, you could have just had a talk with Nick Fury.
yeah.
Like you didn't have to murder all of the Avengers.
They needed to get Chitala in there. Star Lord needed
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I mean, really, they could have hashed that out. Cause I mean, like, I know his whole thing was about his daughter dying, but like to go so far as to doom the world because your kid croaked doing her job,
Yeah,
But anyway, I still thought it was great, and I still thought it was a brilliant murder mystery, and like the way some of the Avengers go out, your brain kind of just like it wigs out a little bit
yeah,
because you're just like that, like just like that. Like the Tony Stark one still caught me by surprise, and I saw it in the trailer. And then also like the Hulk one was very disturbing. Like if they made that a little bit more graphic, it might be anime level.
dude. Like if that wasn't smoke or gamma smoke that popped out of him, dude, that would have been so bad. Like,
Oh yeah, if that was invincible, mm.
whoo, that would have been ugly. And then he bleeds
Eh,
on everyone, and everyone dies of gamma radiation.
oh no. Yeah. And then also the Hawkeye one was just kind of quick,
Yeah,
and the Thor one also was kind of quick as well. But I mean, I understand why.
yeah.
And then Black Widow's one I think was the most
But
heartbreaking
there
for me
was,
because
yeah, no, no, go
she
first,
kind of
go.
knew it was coming. Yeah, like the Black Widow one, she kind of knew it was coming, but she couldn't beat him. Which
I,
I don't know. I still feel kind of iffy about that because they kind of just made him a little bit. I don't know
yeah,
if they made him overpowered because I feel like if Nick could see him, then I feel like Black Widow should have been able to see him.
Yeah.
But
But she
the
did know
Avengers
once
die.
she
Like
turned
that's the
her
point.
back and she knew. Then I like then I knew. I almost thought for a second it was going to be Scott Lang,
Yeah,
but then when she started speaking about the files and when she said um, um, something hope over the phone,
yeah. It's all
oh,
about hope.
it's all about hope. Then I was like, oh, it's Hope and Dime. She died, and her dad is coming for revenge. So I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
I figured it out before the end.
Yeah, but I think at that point people who knew were supposed to figure it out. I
Yeah,
think they kept up the mystery enough, and then people who knew were supposed to find out. Yeah,
yeah,
I thought that was I thought that was it was a good murder mystery episode, and it was just, and also like the knee jerk reaction is still
yeah.
there if you're like used to them as the Avengers or whatever.
And remember now, that's a universe or a timeline, or like we learned in episode 4, it's a unchangeable event. What did they call it? Um,
Yeah, I can't remember
but
now.
unchangeable.
Just some a
It's
timeline
a
point that,
moment in
yeah,
time you can't change. It's almost like almost
yeah,
more powerful than a Nexus event. Um,
yeah.
in time and space. But again, like it's like I asked the
Here's
last
one
time.
thing I'll say about that episode. Here's one thing I'll say about that episode. As soon as Loki came and I didn't have Avengers, I'm calling Captain Marvel.
Carol, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what's this business of I'm gonna hold out for 5 days? No, I'm calling her the minute that I need this sorted, because Loki's not gonna wait. As we saw towards the end of the episode, he just takes over the planet.
Yeah,
So I would have been like, look, hey, Carol, whatever you're doing, we need you back on the planet Earth.
I
Please
wonder if
hurry up.
that's going to become in this universe. If that's going to become President Loki.
That would be interesting. Like I
Only
said also in my
Kenta.
review, like in my review of this, I said I wanted to see a universe continue
Yeah,
in this universe. Like I would like to see some more episodes. I would like to see how like Wakanda would respond to like a
yeah.
Loki taking over the planet. I would like to see like all of those things.
But
I think, and then
in a what if universe like this, that's actually an interesting premise for a second season, because
mm,
technically each of these episodes are bottle episodes. They can exist on their own. They technically short movies. They don't
mm,
they teaching you as the viewer, because it's specifically for me at least, episode 4 is teaching me as the viewer how the multiverse works.
yeah, yeah. Let's actually get into episode 4
Yeah,
now.
let's get into episode
So
4. So
this one was the depressing one. So if you want to be sad, I would definitely suggest watching this one. Yeah, no,
Doctor Strange, what if he lost his hands, not his heart?
no, his heart, not his hands.
His
The other
heart,
way
not his
around.
hands.
Yeah, yeah. This one was kind of rough because like they do that whole thing where they set up the first movie, and then apparently him and Christine are together. Because in the movie, I think they were together at some point, but then they broke up or whatever. So in this one, they kind of stayed together, and she kind of makes him like a lot nicer and a lot more reasonable and all of those things. But she, it's just an unchangeable point in time where they can't save her, and that kind of sucks. Like I understand why he was a bit upset, because it
Yeah.
was just like, really. And also the other thing that was, I mean, also I guess I also get it from a certain standpoint that they need Doctor Strange in the universe to stop Dormammu, or otherwise he doesn't stop Dormammu and the whole universe ends anyway. But like they did not, I feel like one thing that the Ancient One and all of them did is they did not, like, first of all, they were bad comfort. Like Wong and all of them, they did not comfort or counsel this man at all. They just said, you deal with this. The entire episode, and nobody said that that was going to be a bad idea. Like, you
But
sit the dude down, take him to some grief counseling, something, meditation, something, just to
but
be like, yeah, you got to deal with your fiance's death now.
but maybe the point of that is that if you notice, if you look at the movie, Mordo played a massive part in the movie.
Yeah.
Mordo was nowhere to
Yeah.
be found in this movie.
Ah.
Also, you mentioned Christine. So I dissected and I took a lot out of this episode, episode 4. It's my second favorite. I still like the Star Lord episode. What if Chitaka was Star Lord? Um, that was to me a little bit more powerful episode. This episode was almost, and the previous episode was more to explain the logistics of how the multiverse works and how
Uh,
universes and dimensions work. So
yeah.
we don't jump on exactly at the movie, even at the beginning of this episode, like the Doctor
Yeah.
Strange movie. We jump on more. We actually see a very different Doctor Strange. Our previous Doctor Strange in the movie, he loved himself more than he loved Christine. That's what made him
Yeah.
extra arrogant, right? He loved his
Yeah.
ability to work. He loved himself as a surgeon even more than he
Yeah.
loved Christine. And in the movie,
Yep.
that's exact reason. The fact that he was bragging to Christine about the award he was getting made her turn him down already in the hospital
Mm,
room. So,
yeah.
so that was that inciting, non-changeable point in time. In this
Mm,
universe, so in that universe, doesn't matter how many times he used the time stone, he would always somehow lose the use of his hands. Whereas this
yeah.
universe showed us that this Doctor Strange wasn't quite actually as arrogant as the previous Doctor Strange we met, or the Doctor Strange we know from the MCU. This guy wasn't actually
Mm,
as arrogant. He had the capacity to love more than himself. He had the capacity to love
yeah.
uh, 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 Christine.
Actually, I think he loved her like way more
Ex-
than anything else.
exactly.
So yeah, which is
And in
kind of
a
messed
weird
up if
way,
you think
and in
about
a
it.
weird way, it makes the evil Doctor Strange, the one who turned evil, it actually makes him the the more loving person out of
Yeah.
the Strange universe, because our Doctor Strange was still that arrogant dude. He had to learn his lesson by losing his hands, going to what a Comitage, or whatever the place he is where he learned magic.
Yeah.
Um, come back and then revisit and reunite with Christine. Eventually, astro projecting himself or whatever to her in the movie. In this one, she's always gone, and it's like maybe that's his arrogance or his drive. This dude was so dedicated; he spent centuries absorbing other life forms just to bring the one he loves back to life.
Yeah, no, I did like that because also the thing is that like our Doctor Strange, he does also possess that need to fix things. So like that was also very interesting.
And
And then
that's
also they do a thing where they do good Doctor Strange versus bad Doctor Strange,
yeah,
and that fight did not go the way I thought it was gonna go. Because
you're
I
right.
thought good Doctor Strange was gonna come in and clean house. Like I thought he had extra help and everything. I thought that I thought it was gonna be a wrap.
But then again, they pulled him into the past, into the moment of the crash. So
Yeah.
everyone that he knew, or everyone that he came in contact with, didn't know of him at that point.
Uh
Remember, he got pulled through that portal that took him back to the moment of the crash.
oh,
And
okay.
then Dark Strange. So Backup couldn't really come to help him because Backup didn't
Oh, no, no, no.
exist.
I'm not talking about that in a sense. I'm talking about like how Wong gave him like extra protective abilities and
Oh,
stuff.
with the
Yeah.
ruins and stuff.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna like actually come into play.
No,
Turns
they
out, no.
knocked that. The one by one, they knocked that shit off him. And
Yeah,
every time
yeah.
they hit
And
him,
the
like
fight was
one would
really good.
disappear.
Yeah, the fight was really good as well.
It
I just
was.
didn't expect I didn't expect good Doctor Strange to lose, but I guess that's what if. It's like, yeah, doesn't go the way you expected it to.
And like, does this dark Doctor Strange maybe have something to do with the Spider Verse? Like, it also gave me
We'll
questions.
get into that. We'll get into
It
that. I
gave
think we're
me
gonna turn.
questions. It gave me questions about the universe as well. Like, so clearly, like, say, there's a chopstick. Say time is this straight line, right?
Yeah.
This this is like in Kang's perspective, this is a self-contained timeline, right?
Mm,
And then you have multiple timelines that wind around, but those are controllable, right?
mm,
So this proved in this universe that you could converge two timelines or moments without the TVA or any factors intervening. Because basically what happened is Doctor Strange storyline, he kept using the time stone, going back and forth. But the moment kept happening. That unchangeable moment where Christine dies kept happening, right? So that moment happened here. Then he came back to that moment, and the ancient one after he trained actually is more further down the line. The ancient one came back to him, and she told him like, "Yo, don't catch on." And then they faced each other, and then she split him, right? So
yeah.
in my head, the first Doctor Strange went somewhere into the past, hundreds of years into the past, and the other Doctor Strange ended up, back where he was sitting, and he actually heeded one warning. But it's still part of this one timeline. It's not a new universe; it's just a different timeline. So in this universe, this is a universe where Doctor Strange never loses his hands. He can still use his hands, but he loses his heart. In a
Mm.
different universe, it's the one where doesn't matter how much he tries to change time, he'll always lose his hands. Maybe there's one where you have Doctor Strange that loses the use of his legs. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's
Doctor Strange
that.
getting dismembered.
But that's the universe and the timeline. So technically, this sort of justifies the Avengers mentality of their timeline.
Yeah. No,
They
I
didn't
understand.
they didn't change their universe, they just changed their timeline. They created loops in their timeline.
Yeah, that my head's on fire.
Sorry, like it,
But
it got me thinking, and it was explaining a lot of stuff and showing like if we shift universes,
no,
shift.
no, no, you're definitely correct. Like you're definitely correct. I can definitely see exactly what you're saying because it's not like they cracked the actual edges of the universe.
Yeah,
They just like they basically did like a noodle loop de loop with their timeline, basically.
exactly.
Yeah. No, that was also a really interesting thing. And also like the visuals in this was so dark and ominous as well.
Yeah,
Like that design of the monster Doctor Strange after he fused with other Doctor Strange.
with the
That was
yeah.
yeah, somebody said Mephisto. I was like, all right, relax.
There was a moment when he was all red when he had the dragon, or was it with the dragon when he fused with the dragon? He did look a
Yeah.
bit like Mephisto.
Hey, people are really wanting Mephisto. But
They
yeah,
want they
and
want
also
someone first. You
also
need
like I want to oh
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
First, you need Peter to get married. Then he
Yeah.
can get Mephisto, and then he can steal Peter's marriage.
No. No. Don't do it, Marvel. Don't do it. Oh my gosh. Ah, I will boycott Spider-Man movies. Oh my gosh. Ah.
No, but
Another thing though, you know Uatu? Because I'm guessing this is Uatu, because Uatu is the closest to Earth out of the
yeah,
Watchers. Because he's the only one that breaks the rules all the time in the
yeah.
comic book.
But I think it was heavily implied that this would be a Watu the whole
Yeah.
time.
But I'm just saying, Uatu, if you're gonna jump in, dude, jump in. Like that whole thing of where he's like, I could interfere, but would he listen? Like, at least try.
I love the fact that Strange in this episode was the first character that was actually cognizant or had some kind of inclination that the Watu, or let's just call him the Watcher for now, was there, was present. That was actually a bit like a chilling moment for me.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. But I'm saying at the same time, I would have been like, dude, step in here. Just
Hmm.
if you're a big giant glowing man and you tell him, look, what you're doing is not going to work, maybe he'll listen. Like the thing that annoyed me with the Watcher is like he probably wouldn't listen. I'm like, dude, you don't know.
You don't know,
Just
yeah. The other cool thing on that, when the universe was collapsing, it gave me
yeah,
very TMNT Forever, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Forever vibes.
yeah,
Because when their universes start collapsing, then it's like it's being erased. At first, like it becomes like the color gets erased out, and then the line work starts going, and then it starts going white like a page. This look like ink being like
yeah. And the Watcher was cold because Doctor Strange was pleading with him. I think that's what's gonna make him a villain. He's just gonna try and destroy everything because he's just like,
this
if I
Doctor
don't get to
Strange.
have
You
a
think he's gonna
universe,
survive?
yeah, no, I mean, I think it's confirmed. I think he's gonna show up in the episode, the What If episode with Thor. I think he's gonna show up there.
So Sorcerer Armani, he's gonna be the new Mephisto.
Maybe they might actually go down that route where he like gets more twisted until he
Doctor
turns into
Strange,
like a magical
Doctor
person.
Strange is a really smart character or a smart, you know, hero or character in the MCU. Um, I would have put him past him to be able to escape that because it didn't get destroyed. It kind of just became this whatever crystal thing.
He's in the mirror dimension.
Yeah,
Like that was the thing, is that he tried to save Christine via the mirror dimension.
yeah.
So if he hops dimensions again, or he figures out a spell to hop the universe, then he'll probably do something like that.
I probably need to watch it again to deconstruct and stuff. Like um, there was like I'm a color artist and stuff like that, and color logic
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. That played heavily in the show as well.
Yeah,
Like
no, the colors in this
the
episode were
color palettes
fantastic as
and
well.
things, yeah. Dark Strange with his red magic, which is obviously linked to chaos magic. Doctor Strange with green and his typical orange magic, which is like to the standard and time magic and almost like omnipotence or omnipotence. So what's the word I'm looking for? The um, the ancient one, not the ancient one. What's her name?
Yeah,
Is it the ancient
yeah,
one?
no,
Tilda
yeah, it's the
Swinton.
ancient one.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
like got
ancient
the
one.
white, blue magic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
omnipresence type of
She's a
thing.
terrible sensei though,
Oh,
especially in this.
uh,
She's a terrible
she's
sensei.
bad. She's bad. The only guy who had his back was Wong, giving him all the right advice.
No, but I mean, even wrong, I would have been like, dude, at least feel some sort of sympathy. The best you can offer is tea. Like, you should come have some tea with
Dude,
me
it's
before you
been
make a
two
wrong
years.
decision.
Come on now. I, I'm gonna be honest. I've been with someone who was grieving. After 3 months, I'm fed up of that. Like, sorry if I sound insensitive. I'm so sorry.
No,
Like
maybe maybe that's what happened. Is Wong is
someone
Wong
very
was
close
very
to me, like my
yeah
okay, my wife lost her mom, right? And you let the grieving process go because people need to deal. But after 3 months, I was like, yo, you need to snap out of it. Like you need to become a human being again.
No, I mean, yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe Wong was like, okay, I understand everything, yada yada yada,
It's
and
been two
maybe he
years,
consulted
homie.
him.
You know?
But like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, yeah, that was an obsession of note. I thought the part where I thought he went insane is where you wouldn't know when he meets like the book person, and
Yes.
that guy's like, this is probably a bad idea. And Strange does not listen to him. I'm like, this dude has been guarding these books for centuries, and you're
Oh,
not going to listen to him.
yeah. What was that sorcerer called? Because he was looking for the original to set up the library at Comatage, which is the books that
Yeah.
Future Strange, let's call him Future Strange, studied at, or the movie Strange. That's where they got a
Mm.
lot of the books that they had in their library. Like I think the
Yeah.
one, the time book, because that was the same symbol that what's Hannibal? The guy who plays Hannibal.
Caecilius.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Caecilius, when he broke into there, that's he stole from that book, and that was like one of the books Strange was studying from. Evil Strange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, I really felt like they did Caecilius bad in that movie because he was interesting, but they just didn't keep him around long enough.
To do
But
stuff. Yeah.
anyway, of What If so far, I definitely thought they did a great job with, and I definitely thought that Benedict Cumberbatch did some great voice acting as well. Like a lot of the voice acting in this What If stuff is impressing me.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with that. And speaking of, you mentioned it.
I
It's one
think
of the
can
theories.
I
Oh,
mention
yeah,
on
go
your
ahead.
voice acting note that I think Benedict Cumberbatch did better voice acting in the What If episode than he did in the actual Strange movie. Maybe he got better at doing the American voice.
I don't know why they made him American though. Like in my mind, like a British Doctor Strange wouldn't be weird.
But then I think they were worried it sounded too much like Sherlock. And
Ah,
now he sounds like House.
yeah, I mean, I still think a British Doctor Strange would have been
Now,
fine.
but this
But
episode, I didn't feel like in some other episodes, I mentioned it before in the voice acting, I felt like there were some stilted moments and the acting sounded a bit off, and like maybe the animated expressions didn't match the voice as I thought it would. This one was like on point with me. It had me hooked. Like if I were to watch an episode again, it would probably be this one to watch it one maybe one or two more times.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, definitely episode two and this one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I would rewatch this one because it's too depressing. But like, yeah, I understand. Look, I know people think this is weird of me. I don't like watching depressing things. I really don't. Like, I'm gonna watch them once and they'll be fantastic. But I'm no, I don't need to go around with infinite sadness
That's
in
why
my
I'm the
day.
one person in the world who doesn't like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, too sad, bro. I'm crying every 5 minutes. No. But speaking of which, you mentioned it, right? This Doctor Strange might be showing up in the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. So I know we wanted to discuss some stuff on that. So yeah, like
Yeah,
there's a couple of theories running around. Um, so I got like five biggest theories over here. So I think we can quickly go through that, and then you can like give me some of yours in your head and all of that stuff.
absolutely.
All right. So biggest theory number one is that more Sinister Six are coming. So you that's I don't know if that's been confirmed, but like yeah, apparently Sandman and Electro are gonna be in this alongside Goblin and Doc Ock, of course. And then yeah, so yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be others in there. I don't know if they're gonna fit the Rhino in. I think they must. I know it doesn't
You think
rhyme,
that
but I
I?
hope they stick to the Sinister Four.
I thought they were like I don't know if this is just like head canon or something that like a Ned version of Hobgoblin would show up or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if they're gonna do that. Like, that's actually gonna be terrible
I
because
Yeah,
all
I
these grown
prefer
men coming to beat up a high schooler.
I prefer to see like a Craven the Hunter, because I think that's
Yeah.
simple enough to do, and it doesn't even have to be mutated Craven, just normal Craven, or be like you said, like the Rhino or something like that. I think from the trailer, a lot of people or a lot of the reviews I watched afterwards or the breakdowns I've seen, they're saying that Sandman is there, but it looks like Sandman might be helping Peter, might be helping Spider-Man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Sandman is a character that kind of flip flops, which is interesting. That's why he's
Yeah,
like one of my favorite Spider-Man villains.
yeah.
Because he's not actually like a real villain. It's
No,
not
but
like he's
he's got
really.
solid motivation. He's got a good backstory. So
Yeah, and I'm saying he's also not like evil. It's not like he's not like the Goblin where he'll like blow up a school or something like that.
exactly.
Like usually he's just using his sand powers to like rob banks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And if you get in his way, like I think that's one thing the Spider-Man 3 movie did really well is they showcased like Sandman pretty well. If you remember that he's in that long movie, but like the point is that like yeah, you see when he fights the cops, he just brutalizes them. There's no like actual killing or whatever.
Yeah.
He's not like yeah, he's not like Doc Ock where Doc Ock will be vindictive
So,
and
yeah.
like really ring people and kill people and all of that stuff. So that might be a possibility that he might just be like, okay, look, let me help you out.
Yeah, I think it's
So
I think it's almost been confirmed as well. Like we know that Jamie Foxx is coming back, and that I think it's
that's
almost
an interesting
it's
one.
practically confirmed that his electricity is going to be changed from blue to yellow.
That's an interesting one. I don't know, like
So
the Amazing Spider-Man movie.
the blue
The
to
Amazing
yellow is
Spider-Man
just
movies were
more
not
comic book
bad.
accurate.
Yeah, I guess so. The Amazing Spider-Man comic books were not bad. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man comic book, the movies. Why do
Yeah,
I keep saying comic books? I'm like stuck on comic books. Like the movies were not. The second one I think was too bloated.
yeah,
They tried to do too much,
yeah,
and like the biggest villain that they had, the Goblin, who's like the trademark villain, he was just there to kill Gwen Stacy and then peace out.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, like that was you could cut all of that out of the movie and it would still be fine.
yeah, like they did not need to kill Gwen Stacy in that movie.
They didn't even need to make him and Peter friends.
Yeah, yeah, or include the Rhino because the Rhino was unnecessary in that.
That was just filler.
Like Electro was enough, but yeah, bringing back Jamie Foxx Electro, that's an interesting choice. I think as Electro he was not bad. I just think he
I
got some
think
bad direction.
I think Jamie Foxx is a good actor. I think what they gave him to do, they pushed the two limits too far. They
Yeah,
pushed nerd to cool guy they just way too
it was like
far.
he was
They broke the
bipolar.
suspense of disbelief.
And also the way he gets his electricity powers. I know it's comic books, but that was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of dumb.
Look,
So
if
I'm
Star
interested to see what they do with his character.
Amazing Eel Man, I won't mind.
I would have it would have been more honest. It would have been more
Yeah.
honest. All right, so let's jump into theory number two. That's a big theory. So yeah, Charlie Cox has debunked that. He said it's not his arms, and also if you look at the guy's gut, Daredevil just didn't get fat. Like Daredevil wouldn't just get fat. Like I don't think that would be a thing. Maybe Foggy Nelson, maybe,
Maybe. Look, I
but
think I think it would be cool to see Charlie Cox or Matt Murdock or whatever Daredevil make a cameo. Um, People have been pointing out, like I've also been following this on the leaked trailer. You could see more of the character's face, but
mm,
in the officially released trailer, the character was cut off. The head was cut off. So all people are suspecting is because he's got hairy arms, but maybe he does. I'd enjoy just to see him. I'm not saying that he needs to actually be a full-on character. Like he could just walk past the camera and I'd lose my mind. It's like
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like how Disney hides Mickey Mouse in every episode, in all of their movies.
Mm. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look for that now. But they didn't say he didn't say that he's not in. He just said that's not him.
That's not
So
his.
there is a possibility. There is a possibility. Like
Like
it might be a situation where he walks into the room and he says, Peter, don't say anything until you talk to your lawyer.
yeah.
Hi, I'm Matt Murdock. I'm his lawyer. Whatever, whatever, whatever. There might be a situation like that.
No, I agreed. I agreed. But from the body language in the trailer, with the dude like smacking the files on the desk and
That
stuff
doesn't
like
feel
that.
daredevil.
Yeah, I was like, were you feeling where the desk was with your with?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's him, but I do think there's a possibility he might show up.
Yeah,
Now, let's get to theory number three. That's not Doctor Strange, it's Mephisto.
Look, I'm gonna lean on the far side of it, and that's one of two things, in my opinion, right? It's a grieving Doctor Strange, like after the effects of the snap and being what do you call it? Being what do they call the blipped
Oh, yeah.
or whatever, and coming back and blah blah blah. Um, it could be extra arrogant, overcompensating Doctor Strange, or it could be some other entity.
So you think that him being blipped kind of affected him, and that's why he's kind of loose, or he's kind of just like listening to Peter Parker and stuff.
Yeah, I think it could be like his arrogance, like overcompensating for certain things and him wanting to prove certain things, like he can change things, or maybe he's trying to, or maybe it's some demon, maybe it's Sprite from the Eternals, you know, maybe it's not Doctor Strange. Like, I think the thing that throws the biggest question into that is the fact that Wong was like, I warn you not to use that spell. And then Wong just dips.
All right. So you think that Doctor Strange is just suffering from more arrogance inside of him again,
Yeah.
and
It's,
that's what's
it's
helping him.
either mental things, and I think it's the whole Wong warning him and then leaving type of thing. Um, I think that's the only thing giving it credibility. But there's a couple of things that's like odd about Doctor Strange. Even in the What If episode that we spoke about, like he's
Yeah.
always kind of got like this curves in his hair that kind of hangs down, this like
Mm,
Superman type of thing. In this one, his hair is like super clean and like back.
that's actually another theory. That's theory number four. Theory number four is that it might be what if Doctor Strange. He might have inserted himself into the regular 616 universe.
Maybe look, with this, it's such big speculation. I think we have to wait and see. I think Peter or Spider-Man in this universe. I'm gonna throw my theory out. Or should I wait till the end?
Yeah, you might want to wait because what's interesting is that are we at number four?
Number three, you
No, we
said
had number
was that
three.
it's
Number four is next.
Mephisto, which is
Yeah,
which is
yeah. So we had number
possible.
four now.
Like maybe they bring a kind of Mephisto, but the thing that the MCU does, it sets up characters, or it introduces a character and explains that character in quite detail whenever they bring someone new in.
So yeah, as I said, you might want to hold on because that was theory number four was Mephisto, I think,
Three
right?
wasn't
Because
three Mephisto, and four was that it's what if Strange.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. So we had five. Five is that he might be hopping dimensions. So you know your theory that you mentioned. Apparently, that's number five on this list.
So
Is
is
that
that all right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So he might be hopping dimensions, and as he hops dimensions, he looks like different Spider-Man. So I think to the characters in that universe, he might look like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and they might have a scene where they show his face in a mirror or something, and then he's like touching his face, trying to figure out why he looks like Tobey Maguire or why he looks like Andrew Garfield.
yeah, remember when I excitedly sent you a voice message about that exact thing? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've been watching like these like reviews and the reactions to the trailer and stuff like that, and breakdowns of the trailer, and at least the people I've been following, or the big sites I've been watching, no one mentioned that idea. And I was like, what if he's quantum leaping? Because they speak about the quantum realm, they speak about quantum time zones, they speak about, and there's this old series that I used to watch as a kid called Quantum Leap. and I
Mm.
can't even remember the main character's name, but he used to jump into people's bodies and take over their conscious.
Yeah, getting back to it. So that's theory number five. Is your theory that he's quantum
The
leaping
quantum
and all of
leaping,
that
yeah,
stuff? Yeah. So yeah, I think the quantum leaping concept is really cool. I would like to see. I think that would be a nice way to get the cameos in without
yeah,
having it be too convoluted and start teasing like a Spider-Man
multiverse,
cinematic MCU Spider-Verse
yeah,
situation. I also found an interesting theory floating around is that you get a shot of him when he's in the black suit. It's in Feast, and there's a
yeah,
black kid that he runs past. So they're saying that that might be that might be Miles Morales, and that's how they're going to introduce Miles Morales into the MCU. Which I still think that's a bit too much. There's a lot going on here
yeah.
already.
I
I don't
think
think they're
I
going
think
to do that.
a lot of work needs to go into the vetting process to introduce a Miles Morales into the MCU, like specifically
Yeah,
like from a casting perspective.
yeah, I think one, two. I
They
also think there's just a lot in this movie already,
yeah,
so they can't be stuffing it full because then it's going to be too convoluted. I even think the Mephisto stuff is a bit too much. I
yeah,
agree with you that it might just be regular Doctor Strange. So I think that the whole thing of it being it's what if Doctor Strange or it's Mephisto. It's like guys, there's too much going on already.
yeah.
So but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna go watch it in theaters
No, no,
and all of
definitely. I
that stuff.
think this is one of those that is like definitely high up on the list of must sees in the cinema. I know we spoke about it next week. I'm gonna go see Shang-Chi. Am I saying it right? No, I'm not saying it right.
I think it's
Shang
Shang Chi.
Shang-Chi.
You said next week you're gonna go see Shang Chi,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm hoping to see it in cinemas next week. Because it's only in cinemas if I'm not mistaken, eh?
It might be on Disney Plus soon, but I think now it's exclusively to
In
theaters.
cinemas. So I'll probably get a ticket next week. I have kids and stuff, so I would have
Yeah,
loved to see it on the premiere. It premiered day before
yeah.
yesterday.
No, Friday.
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 So yeah.
Yeah.
So premiered on the Friday. I didn't manage to catch it as it came out in cinemas, but I'll definitely see it next week. Hopefully, if it comes out on Plus, I'll probably watch it on Disney. But if not, I'll probably see it. I think this is the type of thing, big kung fu movies are the type of thing I like to see in cinema.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The one thing that theaters need to stop doing though, and I've been mad at this for years, stop using 3D. I had to watch this in 3D.
Oh,
It
for
was
real?
yeah, it was
With
the
no other
worst.
options.
No, I tried to look for 2D. It was the
Oh.
worst. 3D is just it's so bad.
There are certain
Like
movies that are made for 3D. Don't convert regular movies into 3D.
one, but like even that, like the whole concept of 3D, it's lost its novelty. No one
Hmm.
cares anymore. Like
Exactly.
let me just watch the movie. I don't need all of this fancy because the
Hmm.
other thing is they kind of ditched the 3D like mid movie. Like
Yeah.
so the 3D like shows up for the first 15 minutes and then after like the midway through the first act, then it disappears and everything's back to normal.
Can I
And it's just
tell
like
you a secret? Can I tell you a secret that happened? It wasn't
yeah,
Endgame. What was before Endgame was
Infinity War.
Infinity War. I went to go watch Infinity War, and I watched it in 3D. And I had the glasses, and I don't know if it was image overload, but I ended up falling asleep in the cinema. In Infinity
Oh,
War. In Infinity War, I had to rewatch it at home,
yeah.
like later. But yeah, in cinema, I fell asleep in that movie. I don't know if it
Uh,
was just overload for my brain or something like that.
I think it might have been because the other thing about 3D that's annoying is that it obscures a lot of stuff or
Yeah,
it blurs a lot of stuff and then it makes a lot of stuff hard to see. So then it
exactly.
becomes annoying. Like like I'll give you my non-spoiler review of Shang-Chi. but this one thing that irritated me the entire time is like some of the action scenes are amazing. They're really, really good. But because it's at night and some of the lighting is not like as bright as it should be,
Yeah.
like when I'm gonna rewatch this again at home, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it a lot more because I'm gonna get to see everything. I think one of the things that annoyed me about the 3D is that I couldn't see everything, and it was just like,
Ah.
but why? But like, yeah, so the characters
So did
as
they
a
do?
comic book fan,
Sorry, did they do a good job of Marvel meets Kung Fu? Because that's what I'm hoping from it. I want it
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
feel like a
I think
classic.
so. Definitely, definitely. There's a lot of Marvel isms, but they like melded it with the kung fu really well. Like it's the action is probably the best part of this movie. Like the action is it is A1. Like it's Jackie Chan with CG. So
Do they explain away the whole 10 rings and the Mandarin from Iron Man and Iron Man 3 and
You should see what they do in the movie with that because there is a funny moment regarding that, and
okay.
it's like funny but serious. And then they also do play a little bit more with that, and they reference that a lot. But I don't want to give too
But
much
like from
away.
the trailer, it seems like Shang-Chi, oh no, Shang-Chi, his dad. If I'm butchering how I'm pronouncing it, I'll probably figure it out when I watch the movie. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
I apologize to.
they do have a section like that. So there is
But
you'll get to know what the actual
but
pronunciation is
but
because it's
in
like Shang-Chi, I think it's called. I think it's Shang-Chi. But
Shang-Chi,
hey, we don't speak
Mandarin,
Cantonese or Mandarin.
yeah.
So guys, it's just yeah.
So he's because he's got a different. In fact, his father was like a racist character or something
In the comic
in the
books, yeah, it
comics.
was bad. In the
Yeah,
comic books, I still think those comic books were great. I still enjoy them. I still read them. But like, yeah, if you're wanting to look at like just overtones, if you can get past that stuff, it's some great stuff.
but they
But it
renewed
is
it
a
and
lot to get
remade the
past to.
comic books, right?
Yeah, sorry.
They remade and renewed the comic books obviously now and
No, no,
changed.
no. They haven't updated the old ones. They
Oh,
just
okay,
given him a new run. He's got two new runs, but they're like
okay.
limited edition series. So like he's got one run that was good, but it was too short because that's the problem with Marvel, especially when it comes to Shang-Chi. They never give him enough issues. So he's been due for like a 25 issue run, which they could easily do, which they might do after this movie.
Okay.
So that's I'm hoping for that
So in this
because he
movie, maybe without spoilers or don't answer if it's too specific, but from the trailers, it's heavily implied that his dad is the Mandarin or the lead. Because in my mind, the leader of the 10 rings is the Mandarin.
well, I mean, they kind of have a whole scene dedicated to that, and he talks about that, and he talks about like the origin of that. But like, I don't want to spoil it because I think it's one of the it's a really good scene in the movie. So I think
And
yeah.
what I know in the comics is that like each comic is his dad basically. I don't know if his dad wants him killed. Yeah, his dad wants him killed, so his dad keeps sending assassins after him to kill him stage by stage.
Well,
So
I
that
mean, in this they kind of twist that on its head because they don't make him so extreme. Like
okay,
again, they kind of fusing Fu Manchu or Han. They're kind
yeah.
of fusing the both of them together with the
Ah,
Mandarin from the
so
comic
they're
books.
doing like a yakuza or type of triad type of thing with it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. There's that. There's stuff like
So
that and
it's
everything.
sounding like
But
it's
I will
very
say this though.
family orientated type of
Yeah,
thing,
I will say this
mafia type
though.
of thing.
I will say this though. He's the only villain I've ever seen in the MCU that does relax.
Okay.
Like you're gonna be taken aback by the fact that he there is a part of the movie where he stops being a villain in the movie. Like
Oh, that sounds
it's so
interesting,
interesting.
but
Like he stopped.
not flipping. It doesn't become
No,
like
no, no, not flipping, not flipping. It's like he kind of wants to give it all up, and then something comes in and pushes him back to go full warlord. But like for a second, he's like regular. He's like a regular person, and
You
it's
you
so weird.
you have my intrigue, so you have it. Now I have to go and see it next week.
Yeah, no, I mean it like he's not like because Thanos and Killmonger they were 100% the
Hmm.
entire time. They didn't let up off of their goal.
Yes.
Whereas this dude kind of just he like relaxes and then you're just like, oh man, that's great. And then all of a sudden you just wah, and you're like, no.
Oh, careful, careful! You're getting very close to the spoilers here. I don't want to be
No, you
expecting
you
things
won't
when
you
I
won't
go
see
and
it
see
coming.
it.
You won't see it coming. You won't see it coming. I
And
promise. I haven't spoiled
I
anything
know
right now.
she can be irritating sometimes. I'll be honest, sometimes she gets annoying. But how's Aquafina in this movie?
Oh no, she's good. She's
Is she
good.
good? Okay, great,
Yeah,
great,
she
great. Because she
she
can
doesn't
be
she
good
doesn't
when she's handled with care,
yeah.
just given when she's not stealing too much of the scenes.
Yeah, no, it's no, they handle her pretty well
Okay,
and
cool.
everything. Yeah, there's a bit of female empowerment, but it's
Yeah.
natural. It's not like it's in your face. It
Oh,
was it
that's
was nice
cool.
to see that because you notice it, but you're just like, oh, okay, it's there, but it's not like girl power. Oh, no, no. And Simu Liu, the guy who plays Shang-Chi, he's really good. It's a huge departure from what's in the comic books
Okay.
because yeah, in the earlier comic books, also like mid 2000s, Shang-Chi was very much Bruce Lee-ish.
Yes.
So they've kind of deviated away from that a little bit. They've kind of made him like somebody who's a regular guy who can like kill you in 5 seconds, but he
Yeah.
like does karaoke and gets drunk in bars and all of that stuff. But like, yeah, he looks like they did this thing where he looks like somebody that's not dangerous until they start doing dangerous things. Like
Okay.
Jackie Chan, for example. So like Jackie Chan in a lot of his movies, he doesn't look threatening, but then
Yeah.
he ends up just like destroying 50 dudes in a grocery store.
But
Like that's the worst
that's
thing.
my favorite kind of characters, like you're saying, like that Jackie Chan style characters where they there's almost something comedic in the way they fight, but
Yeah.
they badass when they fight.
Like that's the thing. I saw somebody. It's like if you ever want to see Jackie Chan being unstoppable, just put him in a grocery store and let him tell everybody that he doesn't want to hurt them. Like that's the ultimate Jackie Chan.
So do we do in this because it's still it's kung fu movie and it's a Marvel movie? Do we see like I suppose in the trailer we saw a couple of things that look very Asian.
Yeah.
Does it get tropish anywhere along the lines?
Yeah, but not. I think it gets tropish, but not bad tropish.
Okay.
Like I think it's not bad tropish. I will say this though. I think the ending for me fell a little bit flat. That's where they kind of let me down, I think, a little bit because they do a great job in the beginning and the middle, and then the ending it's like you'll see what I mean when we talk spoilers because we'll do a spoiler
Probably
discussion
we'll
after you've
probably
seen it.
chat. I'll try and see it next week. But maybe I'll try and see it like Thursday, and then we can chat on Friday or something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But like you see what I mean when and like it was for me it was really disappointing that they did that. But I will say this, the cast is great. The action is phenomenal. Like and also the nice thing is that it's a closed movie, kind of like
Okay.
how Black Panther was
Oh,
where
self-contained, yeah,
yeah, mostly self-contained.
mostly.
Like there's like two scenes where you might be confused, but the
Oh yeah, I
storyline
wanted to ask about that. That I'm confused. It's like you've seen the movie. What is the whole Wong and Abomination thing about?
I don't know. Apparently, Wong, like you'll see it in the movie, but apparently, like they know each other.
What? What's his name?
But you
Creole
have to
stuff.
watch the movie.
What's Abomination's real name? So how? Well, hold
I
up.
forgot. I
Do
forgot
they
what his name is.
explain it in the movie?
You gotta see the movie, man. Like you gotta see it. I don't want to give out any more.
I'm trying
You
to
gotta
find.
see the movie.
I'm trying to find what Abomination's real name is. Uh,
Uh, ask Blonsky. Is it A.S. Blonsky?
yeah, something like that.
M.L. Blonsky. M.L. Blonsky.
Oh yeah, Emil Blonsky.
Why is he's Russian and British and English?
Abomination.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
thought
he's an abomination. So, and the whole like man report thing and the fighting pits and stuff like that. What the hell?
well, that's
Or
not
should I,
Madripoor.
or should I just wait? Should I just wait and watch? But it
That's
looks like
not Madripoor. It's not
oh,
Madripoor. Yeah, it's somewhere else. And yeah, but like also there they do some cool reveals as well. And there's some YouTubers that I was following who make cameos in the movie, which was
oh for
pretty
real.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, some martial arts YouTubers that make some cameos, and I was like, oh man, that's cool to see
You
that
must
guy.
share with
Like
me.
if you follow,
I don't follow. I don't think I follow any martial arts YouTubers
if you
except.
follow Martial Arts Club on IG, I think in YouTube, yeah, they make a cameo, or one of their guys makes a cameo in there, which is really
Okay,
cool.
dope,
And
dope.
he's like legit. Like if you see his videos, he's doing things where I'm like, he must have been one of the stuntmen, like they put in a mosque or something, because he is really
Oh,
good.
okay.
Like he's Scott Adkins good.
And what
Like
is
he's
this?
very good.
What's the other homie? The dude with the mask that looks like the Blue Spirit. I know he's from the comics.
Oh no, that's not Midnight Sun. That's not no Midnighter. Is it Midnighter? I'm trying to remember.
No man, I'm talking about the guy that Shang-Chi's dad sends with the blue
Oh
mask.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
He,
Apparently he's a Shang-Chi sensei. I'll let you know right now. He doesn't have a huge impact on the plot
oh,
like that.
I was hoping that looked like such a badass character in the trailers.
No, I mean he does. He's amazing stunt wise. But if you're hoping like for a narrative thing, they don't really push that with him.
Oh, okay.
But what they do push though, it's like it's very interesting. So it's definitely worth a watch. I would definitely say go see it in cinemas. But like, yeah, it was just because also the reason why that ending kind of disappointed me is they had an option to bring up, they had a chance to bring out like a really at least visually interesting character from the from the Marvel comic book universe.
Yeah.
They could have brought him in and they didn't, and I was just like, but why would you, that was useless then.
You need to give me
So
more than that. You need to yes, sis,
I can't. I
you.
can't. I can't. We'll talk next week after you see it, and I'll tell you exactly what I meant.
Okay.
But yeah,
Are you
definitely a
doing?
solid
Are
movie.
you doing or have you done your review of this already?
No, I did my review. My review is up. So if you want to like you see what you can glean
No,
from
no, no.
my review,
I'm gonna watch it first before I check out your stuff. Because you
yeah.
also can be spoiler heavy sometimes, like
Oh
me.
no, am I?
No, no, no. You're pretty good. I'm the one who keeps spoiling stuff. I can't bite my tongue.
I really try not to be spoilerish in my, unless I say spoiler discussion. I really try not
Yeah.
to be spoilerish in my reviews. But it is a good movie and it's a great cast and they got a lot of chemistry. And also for a big budget movie, there's no love thing. There's no love like through line or whatever. There's no love plot, which is,
Okay.
I thought that was big for me.
No,
So
no, that's pretty cool. I definitely thought they were gonna try and put like I don't know, like Aquafina and Shang-Chi together. Well, who is
Simu
Aquafina?
Liu. Simu
Who's
Liu.
Shang-Chi's who is that character with Aquafina's character?
Oh no, she's not from the comic books. She's been created for the
Oh,
movies.
she's just for the movie.
Yeah, because I thought they were gonna do something where they twist where she is, but there's no twist like that. She's just for the movies.
You know who she seems like? She seems like Kat Dennings in Thor to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, but she's not. She's made for the movie.
for the
As
movie.
far as
Also,
I
she's not a specific character from canon
No,
or
not from the
anything.
books that I've read. Because
Oh, okay.
they change a lot. They change a lot. Like also the whole Shang-Chi leaving his father, they do a real twist on that, and it's actually very interesting reveal of a it's a very interesting character reveal for Shang-Chi himself, which was an interesting plot with him. So definitely when you see it, we'll get more into those details. But
Okay, dope.
solid
I can
movie,
see you
good
itching
entry.
you, or wishing I watched it because I can see on
Yeah,
your face you want to tell me stuff.
yeah, yeah. But no, we'll talk next week. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh,
But I think in regards of people thinking that this is gonna do Black Panther numbers, because I know that was a big thing. Apparently, there was a movement where people are like, "You better hype this up the same way you hyped Black Panther up." I don't think that's fair. You don't need to do that.
oh, is
Um,
it that kind of thing now where people are like doing Asian
Yeah.
representation or
Because
things like
like the
that?
thing is that yeah, the thing is that what I think a lot of people don't understand, and maybe like Asian people in general or whatever, wherever you are, and I'm not saying this to bash anybody. This is not like a thing. You just have to realize that you like kung fu movies have been a huge part of people's lives for a long time. So it's not like Black Panther where we were getting to see a lot of black people do a lot of superhero, bit
Yeah,
larger than life stuff. Whereas, in terms of Asian cinema, they've always been these types of movies. I mean, you go from Ong Bak to you go Jackie Chan,
yeah.
Jet Li, Bruce Lee, you know,
Um,
Bolo Young, all of that stuff, and
yeah.
Sammo Hung, and Enter the not Enter the Dragon, Crouching Tiger,
The
Hidden
Rain,
Dragon
one
type
of
of
my
things.
favorites. Yeah,
Yeah. So these movies have kind of been around for a long time. So to say like this is gonna break new ground or do what Black Panther did, remember I'm not even talking about quality of movie. I'm just talking about cultural impact. It's not
yeah,
gonna be the same. So don't try and guilt trip people into seeing the movie because that doesn't work.
yeah.
And also I don't expect that. I think a lot of people are expecting that. That's up to the Asian communities
Like
around the
that's
world to
kind of
do.
the rumors I've been hearing, like type of thing. Is people are hoping this is the MCU's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm saying they do a lot of that stuff, but I'm just saying a lot of people are also hoping this has way more of an impact than it
Uh-huh.
did. And you know how Twitter is toxic, and
Yeah.
sometimes IG can be toxic. There's those discussions going on in there, and I'm just like, because fun fact, my brother thought that Black Panther was average, even though it's my favorite MCU movie. So guilting people into liking things never works.
I'll be honest, my team Kwesi team and maybe myself included also kind of feel that about Black Panther. We feel that it's important,
Yeah.
but we kind of feel it's a movie about Africa for non-Africans, if that makes sense.
No, I mean that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
No, I mean, but for me, it was still my favorite, MCU
yeah,
movie. Also because I've been a huge Black Panther fan for years.
yes,
I
yeah.
think after Spider-Man and Wolverine, he was my next character. So I think, yeah, and I think also as a written movie and the conflict in that movie and everything, there's things, but I think like the written conflict and the fact that there was these two opposing sides and
Greatest,
that
greatest villain, most compelling villain ever, or antagonist. I won't even call him a villain, antagonist ever. Killmonger,
yeah,
Michael B.
I
Jordan,
really
one my
loved Killmonger as well.
yeah.
And also like John Kani and T'Challa, their chemistry was really good. I liked everything about the movie. But yeah, I do get it where it's an American's perspective on what Africa
Yeah.
is. That's just what it is, and I understand that.
But
So if there's people who have that criticism,
Ryan Coogler is a beast. His stuff is so good.
Yeah. Yeah,
whether
but
it's
I'm just saying, like as you said though, the day to day does affect how you present things.
yeah.
So I think they did a great attempt, but also like Stan Lee, who everybody loves because we love Stan Lee, and when Stan Lee made Black Panther, that was revolutionary. But like that, he was making it from a distance. It was not like he was involved with the culture.
I
So he
have
did
some
the best that
stories
he could.
about that. I have some stories about that. That it's not really even Stan Lee so much that it was Ditko and Kirkman more, and Stan Lee because he was their boss, slightly higher up, took more of the credit. He gave himself more of a face. If I were to ask you, what does Steve Ditko or Kirkman, not Kirkman, what's the other one?
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby. Why did I say Kirkman? I'm so sorry. I'm thinking Invincible in the back of my head. Kirby, Kirby and Ditko. If I asked you what they look like, you wouldn't be able to tell me what they actually look like.
No, I know Kirby. I know Kirby and
Okay,
Ditko. I'm a huge. I know those guys, so
okay,
I
okay.
do know that.
I'm saying most people, most people. I also
No,
know
most
that,
people won't know. No, no, no. Stan. I think the thing about Stan
but
Lee is he was a
there
great
is
salesman.
even controversy between in that and everything. It's like Black Panther is a fantastic movie. CGI is kind of janky though.
No, well, the story behind that actually is that they got a lower budget and they also had less crunch time. The VFX team had less crunch time to actually flesh stuff out. So they didn't get as many resources as the other movies as well. So that was the whole thing is that they were overworked and they like the budget was not
Christopher
high
Robin,
enough and
and
they
there's
didn't have
still
enough time.
costume design from Kwezi. Ah.
Yeah. 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 No, but like the
I'm
thing is,
joking, I'm
Marvel,
joking.
I truly
No.
believe this. I truly believe this. Marvel didn't think it was going to do the numbers that it did. And I think that's why they didn't pay as much attention to it as it did. Because one of the guys, the guy who was pushing for the Inhumans, I forget his name now. He was the guy that was saying Black Panther's not going to make that much money. Just make it to make the
No,
nerds
dude.
shut up, the black
My
nerds shut up, and
but
all of
look,
that
as
stuff.
much as I say my things on the side, like that movie was important. It was influential. My homie Loiso Mkize, he was at the premiere of the movie. He had his art piece out of Chadwick Boseman. I don't know if you've seen that piece that he painted.
Nah, oh yeah, yeah, I saw it, I
It
saw
was
it, I
at the
saw it.
premiere. Loiso was out in his Koza paraphernalia. He was in his full
Oh,
traditional gear. So
that's cool.
it was important. It was a turning point for our continent. Even though afterwards there's other perspectives that come, but I do think it's always been
Yeah,
and
and
will always be. I think
it's
that's
still my
why
favorite.
episode two,
Sorry, go ahead.
episode three of What If,
Oh, two.
episode two of What If actually made me a little bit teary eyed
Yeah,
because of the expansion of that legacy. You know,
yeah,
that actually made me get a bit of emotion watching
yeah.
that episode and showing the depth of a character like Chitala.
T'Challa, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think like yeah, definitely again. I can defend this. Like if people want to ask me why it's my favorite movie, I can easily defend it. But if like people are like, you know, it's meh or it's mid or you know, if they're doing that type of thing, I understand. Like
Hmm.
again, I still think like certain movies are way overpraised. Like I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Civil War is overrated for a lot of reasons because I think they let a lot of things go in that movie that they would never let go in other
Oh
movies.
yeah.
Cause yeah, but I still think it's a good movie. I just think it's highly overpraised. Now, if somebody feels that way about Black Panther, or even if they don't like it, you know, I don't care. You do what you want. But like, yeah, for me, it was my favorite. It's my favorite MCU movie.
Yeah.
So, but like the whole point is that don't guilt people into trying to support something. It doesn't work. Either they support it or they don't.
Yeah.
So, if there's any Asian people out there who are tweeting, "Hey, people, you better do what you did for Black Panther here. Good luck, because it's not happening.
You see, yeah, what that movie was based off Tallahassee coats.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
I
a
love
big
that comic.
fan.
I love that comic book run.
Yeah. So I know
Yeah,
Coogler took a
but I
lot of
think that,
inspiration from that specific book for the movie. Yes.
and also interestingly enough, other Black Panther fans are kind of also annoyed at the movie because they didn't show T'Challa in his like full on depth and everything. They kind of gave his intelligence to Shuri. So nobody's winning.
It's fine. Why can't his baby sister be the smart one? Come on now.
Yeah, as I was saying, I just think people need to don't guilt trip anybody.
Yeah.
Like I know this was also there with Black Panther, where people are like, if you're black, you've got to like the movie. No, 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 no. Relax. No, you like the movie or you don't. Apparently, a lot of us did, and it made money. So don't expect the same with Shang-Chi, and don't be guilting people even, and don't be looking at other Asian people and going, "Hey, if you're Asian, you gotta support Shang-Chi." Relax.
Listen, I've got Southeast Asian heritage. I need to support the movie.
No, I still think outside of all of that social pressure, it's a good movie and it's a
Yeah.
good watch.
Yeah,
So
but that's
definitely come
that's
check it out.
always that's always the end game. Like I hate I hate that often with these kind of properties there needs to be propaganda and pressure. Like it's the same thing with Quasi. Like sometimes you sit in cons and you sit in interviews and things like that, and people are trying to pull out like what's your political perspective, and it's like we just wanted to create something that's cool. Like let the creator make something that's cool using these sort of these backdrops or these settings and things like that. Just make something that's cool, and if the movie's cool, let it be cool. Don't put politics on top of it. Let it be cool. Like Black Panther was legit cool for the sake of being a cool movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know?
No, but I mean, like, as much as I love that movie, definitely some of the CGI stuff, I understand. I
Also,
just know what
I wanted to
happened
see a
behind the
dope
scenes.
looking rhino. That's all. Like if that
Yeah,
rhino didn't look so bad,
yeah.
then that
No,
would
the
have been
rhino was
perfect
the
or
worst
almost
part
perfect
because the thing is
for me.
also in that scene, he has such a cool scene where he like does the explosion and takes on the plane.
Yeah,
So I
the
think they should have definitely polished the rhino.
yeah.
So yeah, but I mean they did the best with what they had. But yeah, we getting off topic now.
Sorry, sorry,
um,
sorry.
no,
But
no worries, no
but that
worries.
was the
I live for the off
but
topicness,
I
listeners.
really look forward to Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
Just say it the way you say it, Clyde. It's okay. If they get angry at us, you don't speak Mandarin.
I
They'll correct them in the movie.
yeah,
It's
I know.
fine.
I tried to learn a bit of Japanese, but I have never learned Mandarin.
Yeah. So don't. Hey, if any of you in the comment section, relax. But yeah.
Um,
Anyway, I think that brings us to our artist spot, though. Unless you got something you want to add.
no. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. No, I think you'll enjoy it though. I just think the climax don't it's not going to be as interesting as you think. So just be prepared for that.
I hear you. Are you gonna start off? I'm gonna be
All right. No,
honest.
no worries. I got my artist spot ready. So today my artist spot is going to go to a guy called Avali Comics or Awali Comics
Oh,
on Instagram.
can I spot the same artist?
Oh, is that what I guess so. We can double spot him.
So yeah. A Wally Comics Zayat. Um, funny story. Can I share it? My sister's ex.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that was that close to family.
yeah, no, I know him. I know him quite well. I don't know if he still lives close by, but literally like that way, like there, a couple of
Oh,
streets down. If he still lives
oh,
there, I haven't visited him in a long time. But a couple of streets
Oh,
down that
interesting that
way,
y'all are still
he
friends.
lives quite close by to me. I had a chat with him not long ago. He
Oh,
was asking
okay.
me some advice and things like that. Like I know him and my sister are not involved anymore, anything like that. I did one bit of like fan art for him or concept art that I gave to use for commercial use or whatever. Um, I don't know if I, yeah, I have it. Oh, that one there.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Um, yeah, no, so I know Ziad quite well. Before we even started his book, I'll be honest, I was a naysayer. I was like, anime, a manga in South Africa.
Uh,
Come on, man, just do original stuff. But if you want to
yeah.
do manga, focus on these things, blah blah blah. Because you were speaking about this,
Yeah.
Awali Comics, way back when I think we just did like the second issue of Quasi. We weren't
Oh,
even
okay.
published yet. We were indie back then still.
Oh, okay.
So it's come a long way, and like I want to give a spot to the same homie. Like he's doing the things, he's relaunching, he revisited his art, revisited scripts. Um,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he actually asked me to, because he knows that I review a lot of indie books. I
please
actually need
do
to
it,
catch up
please
on.
do it.
Yeah.
I wish you
So no,
asked
that's
me, or maybe I'm too critical.
no. Well, I mean, tomorrow I've actually got a lot. Tomorrow's like a big shooting day for me,
Okay.
so I'm gonna have to. I'm slotting him into my schedule because, like, yes, people, YouTube is actually pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I know people think it's just videos and we just smile and laugh and kiki, but no, there's a lot of work that goes into it. So yeah, I'm reviewing him I'm reviewing him with the Static Shock issue
Okay,
3.
dope.
Oh no, Static issue 3 and the Icon and Rocket issue 2. So I'm gonna be reviewing those three books or shooting those videos and then seeing if I'm gonna edit them
Okay,
tomorrow.
cool. Yeah,
So
I don't know if you mentioned these books are called Sarawati,
yeah, yeah.
and I think it's got 8 issues out, if I'm not mistaken.
You
Or
got 8.
I bought 8 issues. Why I own 8 issues. I don't know how
Oh,
much he
okay.
actually has out right now. I think he's got the eight out.
Okay, I gotta see if I can get them from him then. I gotta ask
Yeah.
him how much he's selling them for.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think it's
because
he's re-releasing them, so he's updated the art and the lettering and all those
oh,
things.
okay,
So he's
okay,
got a new
okay.
launch. So I think that's what's hot. That's actually why I kind of had him on the artist spot because um which is synergy, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because yeah, I know he's relaunching all those things and he's working hard. He's doing a lot. Um, he's taken a lot of the art upon himself. I know he had a different artist at one point. Um,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
the
like
yeah,
that's the
the art,
struggle of
if
indie
you
books,
if
I
you need
guess.
help, holla.
Uh yeah, no, that's the thing of indie books, I guess, because like, yeah, that's if he like started where I'm kind of starting now, that's really inspirational. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna see if I can give his book a review and all of that stuff and post it on IG and see if I can help him out. Because yeah, I'm all about uplifting the local talent and all of that stuff.
yeah.
Most definitely.
Both him and himself at the moment as Afro Manhakas, if you want to put them in that category. It's maybe
Yeah.
something I want to maybe explore in the future. So put me on Bomasuka and Ziad.
Yeah.
if you're doing manga stuff, speak to me.
Well,
But
actually, I'm also like, funny enough. Just before we wrap this up, I'm actually also thinking of doing like a manga, like a Dragon Ball Z esque manga, but
yeah,
with
yeah,
like
yeah.
African lore and stuff. So I might definitely hit you up with that because I think it's gonna be a fun story,
Give me a good
especially if
idea,
you're a
then you get
fan
my
of.
services for free.
No, I'm gonna see if I can pay you, but like definitely,
No,
I
no, no,
think
no,
that
no.
would be
I'm more than happy to collab if we can work out like a dope idea.
Yeah, no, I'll shoot you the idea eventually. I'm still gestating it and putting it together and getting the power scaling and the power system together
Yeah,
and
yeah,
creating the character. Because the main character, I'm aiming for a cross between like Gohan and Rock Lee. Like I'm aiming for a cross
ah,
between them.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. And then like the side character, I'm aiming for like a Vegeta Goku cross. Like that's somewhere there
I'd
where
like to
like he's
hear more about that. What would a Vegeta go? Yeah, yeah, yeah. A
yeah,
Trunks.
yeah. No, well, I mean, kind of. I want to take Vegeta's arrogance, like the worst character traits of them. I want to take like Vegeta's arrogance and Goku's stupidity, and like put him into a character.
Oh, Jojo.
Yeah, JoJo fans don't unsubscribe. But anyway,
Joseph Joestar.
okay, now they definitely won't
Sorry,
unsubscribe
sorry, guys.
because
Sorry.
that's a
I
bad
love
thing.
Jojo.
Oh man, and I think with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for everybody watching. Please again hit that like and that share and that subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to be talking about and all of that stuff. Do you have news that you want Geek Mensa to cover? We will be happy to cover it and all of that good stuff. But for now, me and Clyde will have to say peace out. Peace out, everybody. We will check you in another video.